Hello, happy Easter Monday to you. I hope this finds you well, and I hope you haven't fallen too deeply into the chocolate pile. I hope you've had a great couple of days off and are continuing to enjoy Bank Holiday Monday. As you know, this has been pre-recorded because I am off today myself. So I thought I would pull some cards from this gorgeous deck. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle Deck. And this week it is all about taking radical responsibility. So responsibility for the earth, responsibility for you, responsibility for me, responsibility for your wealth and health and wellness and all those lovely things. Shamanic medicine is a very natural thing. So it's always about the earth and always about being part of the earth. And we're naturally drawn to shamanic medicine, whether we label it as that or not, because it is an ancient tradition and it is one of the most, in fact, it is the most ancient tradition that humans have ever been involved with. So it's natural for us to be involved with it. Message in the cards this week is very much then about taking responsibility. We are about to move into eclipse season. In fact, we're already in it. We're in the first 2-week window leading into the first eclipse of 2022. And because of that, we're in cleaning, clearing, responsibility mode anyway. So it's quite appropriate that these cards have come up. So what shall we say? Let's have a look and see what cards have come up today. We have got the Earth card. So let me just hold that up to the camera a little bit more so you can see that for those watching on YouTube or Facebook. The essence of this card is that Earth represents the gift of life. Okay, so the imagery on the card is very much, it's a very natural image with sort of leaves and twigs and a human face for those listening. It refers to our human body. It refers to nature herself. So it's an intrinsic link between us and nature and Mother Earth, all linked into one. We're reminded that we're born of this earth, and as human beings, we have responsibility to be stewards of the earth. Okay, but we're also reminded that life's what we make it. So our health, our wealth, our security, our grounding, our stability, they're all in our own hands. And we must take responsibility then for that wonderful gift that we've been given. This world of matter and material things, physical earth that we live in, it's a gift from spirit. So it must be treated with respect and dignity. And that means yourself too, because you are off this earth. So what are we being told? Why has this card come up? It's a reminder to focus on the reverence and the beauty of life and to be appreciative of the gifts that come your way rather than focusing on everything that's wrong. It's so easy to fall into that camp of focusing on what's not good and what you don't want and things that, the stresses and strains. I've been guilty of it myself, so it's just as much a reminder for me as it is for you. We're very much part of this world, and so much more can be accomplished when we focus on gratitude and compassion and living in grace and ease rather than pain and suffering. Yes, there is pain and suffering in the world, and we shouldn't avoid that. We shouldn't look away from it. However, there are many realities, not just one. And you are responsible for co-creating your reality. Because when you focus on living life in a compassionate way, in reverent service to the earth and to those on the earth, all life, you become more free and prosperous than you can ever imagine. So walk lightly on the earth, live each day in integrity and in gratitude and in humility. Success is assured to you when you live that way and when you allow yourself to be healed by the earth and to also then heal the earth by your actions. So if you've been feeling stressed out, if you've been feeling thrown off your path, if you've been feeling ungrounded lately, again, with the cosmic energy in the air, with the eclipse season here, that's natural, okay? But it's a time to refocus, okay? So you're being asked, focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. Don't fall into poverty consciousness, okay? Your needs will always be met when you fall into the flow of life rather than working against it. So have you been eating well? Have you forgotten to stop and breathe in the beauty all around you? Have you just been running, cycling through life on autopilot? Medicine of this card reminds you of the need for self-care. Take a walk in nature, focus on the abundance, and look at all the miracles of life around you, and know that they can and do happen in your own life too. Nice card. The second card that's come up is the Hummingbird card. So the essence of this card is about the tenacity and endurance of these little tiny birds. Okay, so despite their size, they're very small, but despite their size, they migrate for thousands of miles between North, South, and Central America, feeding on the nectar of all the lovely plants. And it's an epic quest. They're little tiny things, but they don't let the size of the journey put them off. They just go for it. Their little wings going nuts and off they go. They're really territorial too. So when they get to the plants that they feed on, the nectar that they feed on, they will defend those fiercely because they've worked hard to get there. So this card tells you to be gentle with yourselves and protect your personal space, protect what you've worked hard for, protect your boundaries, but also to embark on your epic quest. Okay? Stop focusing on everything that's gone wrong. Stop looking at the past and look forward. Remember last week with the Arrow Master, we had to move forward. Okay? So do the same. Trust that inner calling that you hear ever so softly. That quiet, still voice that you know there's something that's calling you. Do it. Do it. Trust that still inner voice that speaks to you in those quiet moments. The buzzing, the excitement and the buzzing is the hummingbird's wings getting ready for flight, preparing you for this new adventure. So stop lingering on what's wrong and hanging on to the past and let yourself fly. Let yourself be free. Trust in the rightness of this moment. There is never a perfect time. Just go for it. Okay? And even if you face challenges or tests along the way, you'll get there. Because that's all part of it. Learn to enjoy the journey just as much as getting to the destination. The card also comes to teach you about this moment of, it says, stillness in motion. When you look at a hummingbird, their little wings are going nuts, but they're very still at the same time because they're hovering. So yes, you can take action, but you need to be totally connected to that still inner knowing. So how do you do that? Well, it's about taking moments in your day to connect back in. To connect back in with that voice. So do that in the morning before you get up out of bed. Take 5 minutes to place your hands on your heart and breathe. What does your soul need you to know today? Take a moment to pull a card if you like to read cards. Practice some self-reiki. Do some meditation. Do something first thing in the morning that will connect you. Maybe at lunchtime as well. Take a walk in nature and just breathe and connect. And maybe at the end of the day. Then you've got little touch points through your day where you can tune in to that voice. That's what I do anyway. Try it and see. You need to stop second guessing yourself and just go for it, because if you fail to act, you're only storing hassles and more challenges up for you now. So look at what's being offered to you and seize the day. Okay? Even in the most hectic of days, take a moment to tune in, trust that inner voice, and spread your wings and fly. Third card is the Earth Keeper. So the essence of this card is that you are responsible for co-creating your reality, as we said earlier. Earth Keepers are dedicated to the stewardship of Earth and all life. So they choose to dream this lovely new reality. Shamanic terms, we talk about dreaming a reality, and that means focusing and putting energy, pouring energy into a new vision for life. And if we all did this, imagine how quickly it would come about. A vision where we all live in peace, with total prosperity, abundance, with clean rivers and clean air and no pollution. How beautiful. Let's dream that. Let's make that a reality. That's what this card's all about. It's one that reminds us that every action we take has an impact, not just now, but for up to 7 generations. So it's time to be responsible. It's time to look at your actions. Where can you clean things up? Where can you have a positive impact for the future generations that have to use this planet after us? Card also tells you that you've maybe outgrown where you're at and it's time for you to dream even bigger. So following on from the hummingbird, that dreaming big and actually taking action. You know, becoming an earth keeper, by pouring that positive, beautiful energy into the earth, you will reap the abundance back, because it's a reciprocal relationship. What you put out, you get back times 3. So put out that love and abundance and it comes back to you. Put out worry, fear and stress, then guess what comes back? Okay, so think about what you want reflected back to you. So reach out to that friend you haven't seen. Go for that cup of coffee. You know, put your feet in the earth, in the sand, in the grass, on the stones, whatever. Okay? Take care of your animals and your pets. Take care of the little strays. Feed the birds. Tidy up your garden. Sweep up your yard, your outside space. If you don't have outside space, then, you know, bring some nature in, bring some plants in. Look after them, care for them, nurture them. Because that's your relationship with the earth. Okay? Look at your space, clean up the clutter. This is the time with eclipse season now, this 2-week lead into the eclipses. This is your time to clear out the clutter, both mentally, emotionally, and physically. So take a look at your space. That's your reflection of your relationship with the earth. Take responsibility and ask yourself, how good is my relationship with the earth? Is it cluttered and untidy and chaotic and I don't really have one? Or am I actually in balance? So only you can answer that. This card's also a reminder that it's no longer just about us personally. What we do impacts the collective, and we've seen that being reflected in the cards repeatedly over the last few weeks. So life is about all of us. It's no longer me, it is we. Okay? You care for the earth and take responsibility for the dream you're creating, you help create that for everybody. Okay? And as you pour energy into that beautiful sacred dream, your own personal life flourishes as a result. Easiest way to do it, to begin, is to care for your own body. Your own body is the first relationship you have with Mother Earth. So how are you caring for that body? Are you moving it? Is it stagnant? Is it sluggish? Is it lethargic? Is it lazy? Do we want to change that? Okay, what are we putting into our body? What's our mind garden like? What can we think? What should we think? What are we thinking? Are we even aware of our thoughts? Are we even aware of what we're doing? Are we just comforting because we're putting stuff off? You know the answers to these questions. Okay? Take responsibility for your own wellness and your own health, and you will reap the rewards. So I hope these have resonated with you this week. I do enjoy these cards myself, and they do resonate quite a lot with me. I have probably eaten more chocolate and junk over the last while than I should have. So this is my reminder and my kick up the butt to stop that and to move back into a better eating pattern, better movement pattern. And I am naturally cleaning and clearing out anyway because I'm moving house. So I am wholly focused in the next 2 weeks of really working with the energy of the eclipse season as it comes in. And then I'll be using the eclipse window to move forward and actually take further steps on the journey. But I'll lean into that a little bit with you more over the next coming weeks. For now, feel free to share this with your network. Feel free to leave me a wee comment, subscribe on YouTube if you're watching. Make sure you're on the mailing list and that you are following me on social media if you don't already. And if you have any questions about any of the services or shamanism in particular, do check it out on the website. You can have a look there, or you can just PM the page and I'll send you some details. So have a fantastic rest of your Easter break, and I'll speak to you all very soon.